the entire feed dock was replaced. At this time, the only thing that we're waiting for is to install lights on each dock. We're going to put solar panel lights on each dock, 3 of them. Initially, I think John's in the process of buying 10 to put in the steps first to evaluate them. They'll be mounted on 4x4s. Hopefully that lights up the docks enough to help everybody see and walk the docks. At the end of the season, the Marine Committee is doing a review on adding additional wake runner docks, so we'll have that discussion towards the end of the year, before the next season starts. And we'll also do a walkthrough to see which is the worst dock, and then we'll go after that dock next year. But, I just want to go through the agenda and get into that stuff, and then we'll do questions and answers at the end. Okay. Next one is building committee, Tom Jr.
This year I had the building committee. First thing I just wanted to say is I've covered a couple committees this year in addition to the building committee, and we have some fantastic volunteers in this community that put in a lot of time on these committees. People talk about the board putting in a lot of hours, well, the committees do the same thing, so I just think they should get a little recognition for that. If you ever want to be on a committee, just keep in mind that the committee usually meet for about an hour, the board is 8. So, all right. The committee this year redid the charter, so did most of the other committees, so just cleaned it up, more modernized the charters. The only thing really to note with the building committee this year is basically for property owners. They revised the color charts. They didn't change the colors tremendously, but the colors have changed over the years. When you go into the store, there's different shades and so forth. And the building committee did something unique to try to make it easy for people. They made it into 4 different categories. So if you need to replace your roof, you now go in to see Fran. There's a color chart just for roofs, whether they be asphalt or metal. They have a color chart for the base colors of your house. So you're no longer just looking at one color chart for everything. There's a color chart for roofs, base, trim and accessories, and decks. All right, so that's pretty much what the building committee was able to accomplish this year. It took them almost a year to get that done. And that's it. I don't want to spend too much time to go on.
Okay, next is CDC.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I was supposed to give a report for public safety, but for 30 years and doing a great job, Rocky wanted to give that report, so I didn't do that. And I think he did a great job. So CDC is a committee. It's got 7 full-time members and 3 alternates, and right now we have just 1 that they posted for a vacancy, and that's about it. We'll fill that vacancy next month.
Oh, recreation. Hey. Thank you again. All right, everybody. I have to admit, although I am the recreation liaison, I probably was not the best first person to speak on recreation. Thankfully, that's why we have tri-chairs and committee members. But to give you a general synopsis, over the past 12 months, recreation has offered over 40 events. Many of these, such as card bingo, Texas Hold'em, music in the park, are offered multiple times throughout the year of the season. Recreation bank account always seeming to stay strong and well positioned. Balance last year this time was $14,500. As we sit here now, for the treasurer, the balance is just shy of $20,000. Let me first say that in the immediate future, swim team will be starting up June 21st. So have your kids or grandkids reach out to Rachel Harmon if they're interested. July 1st will be our annual picnic at Rockledge Pool. That morning, it'll be my honor to oversee and organize with the chief the golf cart parade, the annual golf cart parade. My closing words are not just a thank you to Diane, Janine, Vinny, Gwen, and all of the rec members that do what you do to make all these events happen, but also to tell you you're not alone in feeling disparaged and lack of thankfulness at times. I can tell you, all in the big picture, that this isn't the case. What you all do, whether or not you're on the same page, agree or disagree at times, makes the community go around. Recreation is a super important part of this community, and I just want to say, please stick in there, and thank you all for what you do.
Neighborhood watch.
Yeah, Neighborhood Watch, first of all, we moved the shed this year to make way for the new water well that's be going in. And also we put in the specifications for our emergency planning, and also we did a charter about the medevac evacuation, that they will help with assisting public safety with securing and traffic regulations around the medevac area. Just at this time, I'd like to acknowledge and be thankful for the people, the group of people who give their time and go out patrolling the eyes and ears of our public safety. As well, and young people who do a fantastic job.
All right, at this time, we move on to quality of life, Tom.
Can people hear me? No.
Yeah, no.
Quality of life, I'm going to be quick about this also. This year they did several programs. We had guest speakers come in. If you don't know about quality of life, all of these programs that they do are free. You just come in, you don't have to be a member, you just sit down and listen. They had a program this year on dementia, which a lot of people know as Alzheimer's and stuff like that. It was very informative. They had another law firm that came in, did estate planning. It was really well attended, and everybody was amazed because I think a lot of us are sub-planners from other states. Pennsylvania's a little different, and we learned the difference between the wills of Pennsylvania, New York, Jersey, and so forth. And in fact, they got a lot of customers from that audience that time. And just recently, they had another good program on scams and frauds. We're getting phone calls all the time, emails, getting mailings, a lot of frauds going on. Quality of Life also has, in July, they'll have a flyer coming out. I'm not sure the date. It will be on computer programs that we commonly use, and we're not up to speed. Okay? So the committee's doing well. Thank you, Diane, Pat, and Lynn.
Basically, is there any unfinished business from last year that we need to cover as of the end of the meeting? And anyone that wants to vote and submit the closing of Okay, thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Bell Russell.
As long as we're talking about hours, we were here last night for 4 hours, counting up all these things that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to start with the election results. Our winners were Alan Cuccinello at 225 votes and Bruce Phillips at 231.5 votes. Frank Bruno had 91, Paul Papazelski had 140.5, and Edward Jordan had 208 votes. I'd like to thank the committee. Don and Paul, we couldn't do what we do without them coming in all prepared for us to count. I'd like to thank Jean and Phil McGlynn, Nan and Rich Yak, Joe and Annette O'Neill, Carol and Chuck Miller, Sue Ann Ryan, and Dolores Russo for giving up their time last evening. Resolution 1, we had 269.5 votes for the capital reserve allocation and 16 against. In the clubhouse vote, we had 15 for the resolution and 1 against. We had 465 mail-ins. There were 1,400 homeowners. That's not a very good number of people who sent back their mailings. Resolution 2, the mail-in votes were 233.5 for and 36 against. Here in the clubhouse vote, we had 11 for Resolution 2 and 5 against. We had a total of 275 proxies. Here in the clubhouse, it was a total of 26 for and 5 against. It's a pleasure to do business with everybody that helps, because it's a big, big job, a lot of paperwork. But I thank you all for sending your votes in and letting us count them. And it's much easier to get you mail them in the mail. Thank you.
All right, basically, before we move on to the next segment, I'd like to open it to questions and answers. Anyone have questions?
My name is Raymond Cavanaro, and I've been a property owner for about 40 years. And my complaint is that when I bought the property, I bought it with a horse corral next to the barn, turned into Ed Smith Ballpark, and now I got the garbage dumped over there. I have the skateboard over there, and the game room. Now, that game room, when you brought the game room over, you brought all the kids over in that area. Now, the game room ain't the problem. The problem is the road that goes to the game room. That's nothing but a hangout. And on weekends, I have about 30 to 40 kids hanging out on the side of my house, not even near the game room. I mean, that, I don't think anybody in this room wants that on their property. So, is there something gonna be done about that? Because, I've been living with this for the last 8, 9 years, complaining about it, try to get one of you guys to take care of it, and it takes forever to get an answer, and I get no feedback on it. And all I hear is, we're gonna work this out, we're gonna work that out, we're gonna do this, but nothing gets done, all right? I'm at a point where maybe you guys want me to leave, I don't know, you know? It's getting ridiculous. I mean, they're good kids, but they're just out of control. I'm only saying now, it's at a point where on weekend, if you keep that game room open at night, you gotta have a security guard posted there from sundown, from sunset to closing time, keeping the place under control. These kids are running in there, doing donuts and everything like that, jamming on their brake. Talking about the road is out of shape now. The road is so bad that during the summer months, the dust is so bad that I can't even stand outside. I have to go back in the house and do something else. It's out of control. I mean, something has to be done. And if you guys don't believe it, come here at 10 o'clock at night, you'll see the kids hanging there. 4th of July last year, there was about 50 golf carts out there and 100 kids making all sorts of noise. I called up, the security guard took about an hour to get there. Something's gotta be done.
Right, can I just get your block in the section one, please, for the record?
Section 4, lot 50. It's the first house, right on the road.
We've had several discussions about narrowing the road. I think last year we closed the Casper Lodge early and closed the gate. We talked about bringing in extra security during the busy weekends and things. So we have to make it a real effort to get security to rotate through there more often. And we're very proposed a method to narrow the road to try and move the kids up to here. But I'm well aware that there's kids on golf carts that's not all. select for you, we were doing a hayride down there, and almost all the board members were standing there, the kid tore through there, fine, on the golf course. We know it's an issue. We just, things seem to take a long time. We'll definitely work on some
I
kind
mean,
of.
what do I gotta wait, another, I mean, how long do I gotta wait? I gotta wait another 8 years before something gets done? I mean, I've been calling up for this for years. I mean, all I get is, yeah, well, take care of this. That road that we put in there for the car and chip only lasts a couple of years. And now, on top of that, you said you were gonna put grass on the side, both sides of that road, and that never happened. That dust, I've been eating that dust for so long. I mean, I've been in it for 40 years, all right? You're telling me paying the dues and then I don't get nothing? You gotta be kidding me.
No, I understand what you're getting at. The building was put there, we did put grass. Unfortunately, there's no defined roadway, so that everybody approaches onto the grass and just.
You know what, build the road on the other side of the game room.
Well, we talked about that too, and then you
Yeah,
have
but
issues.
that's what I'm talking about, everything is talk, but nobody does
Because
anything.
well, first of all, you gotta get 7 board members to agree.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, I
The
don't have
problem
nothing
is,
done.
that every action is a reaction. Same thing we went through with the speed bump and the stop sign, and if we do put a road off of maintenance, then you're gonna jam up maintenance, and you're gonna be coming across the kids' park. The kids could step off into the road, so we're looking at it. That's all I can tell you is we're looking at it. Try and come up with some kind of a conclusion that satisfies everyone. I understand where you're going. I live off the Vesper, and this car's doing 60 miles an hour flying down the street. It's an issue, it is an issue. But we'll certainly look at it. We just had a couple of discussions about it. Reiterate.
You can answer, right?
Jack Better, 187-4. I'm in deepest sympathy with that guy because he's been having that problem since I was on board. There's several things you can do. Back in the old days. That's how long he's been complaining. An easy resolution, at least this summer, to the problem is to put a security guard there until 11 or 12 o'clock, so that the kids can hang there, but they can't do wheelies and spin around in their cars. And the other thing is, it doesn't take 7 members, it only takes 4. Thank you.
Well, the one thing we did do, we closed camp order at 10 o'clock. I mean, that's. Well, I think what he's more upset about is why we built. We need to have.
He's not objecting to the building coming, he's objecting to the kids doing the donuts and stuff. That's all. He even likes the kids, he don't care if they're there.
Well,
There has to be
the
some-
kids that go there to have fun, and there's kids there to go there to have play something.
So let's put an adult out there and make sure things stay quiet.
Paula Whitney, Hall 124. First of all, about the marina. Down the marina the other day, and there is now a boat that's docked on the dock. It's a pontoon boat, but it's 2 decks on the boat. It's not 1 deck, 2 decks. Probably 24 feet. And it's slide coming over. Now, I know in the Marina Committee, one of the things that we asked for this year was that if canopies could be brought down, they should be brought down when the boat is in the dock. Because otherwise, the wind picks up on that second floor and wreaks havoc on our dock. Just cost us almost $30,000 to put a whole new dock in. We don't keep boats out there that are going to lift up our dock and destroy them. So maybe the Marina Committee is going to have to look into limiting the boat, not only in length, but in height, so that we don't have that going on. Okay, can I bring up something more? Okay. The other day, my daughter was up visiting, and somebody left a note on her car. They had a drone. The drone fell out of the sky, landed on the hood of her car, made a dent in the hood of the car, and scraped the whole hood of the car. Very nice. The person left her a note that, sorry, my drone fell out of the sky onto your car. Let the phone numbers, I will respond. She called me and said, you'll take it, but This is something new we have to look forward to, this community has grown. Falling down I've met the car, not my granddaughter, who was there when it fell down. But something else going on. But the person was nice enough to identify himself to it. I'd like to say something. When Rick got up, brought something to mind. We lived in one heck of a darn good community, only because of Rick and the other 6 members who, when we were on the nomination committee for the Wall of Honor, we called them the Magnificent Seven, because they started our community. And as Rick said, I think there have been people out there smiling down on us, because I think we live in the best community in the Poconos, if not anywhere. We are able to live here because of the commitment of the boards going back to the early 70s to the board here today. The board have made a commitment to us in this community to maintain what we have, and along with our general managers too. We maintain our public safety. We maintain our sewer and water. We maintain, we have our maintenance going on. The administrative staff, everyone here works. And we don't only have the workers, we have the volunteers. We have the board that works for us. And this board not only works on Saturdays, the board meets 8 hours. There are many members of this board who give of their time to go out there. It's Gino's marvelous crew that he gets together on Wednesdays, and he brings members of the board and members of this community who go out and work very, very hard to keep this place the way it is. We don't pay for a lot of things, because Joe Montieri maintains our fitness center for us, so we don't pay to go to the fitness center. We have 2 outdoor pools, we have an indoor pool. Not any community I know around has anything like we have. So I think, and two, the board for the last 3 years under the leadership of President Tony Schwab, this board has seen to it that our dues have not increased, except for 1%, I believe, last year. This board, under the leadership of Bruce Phillips, with his marvelous, marvelous money skills, they have looked at every penny we have up here, and they made sure that every penny is accounted for to keep the expenses where they are. So this board has done a great job in maintaining our expenses. And while doing all that, and have maintained us the best community anybody could possibly want to live in. To the former board, from Rick from 1972, to the present board, I thank you for everything that you do for us in this community. An announcement. When the meeting is over, last year we took a picture of all former board members. We went back to find fireplace. Some people had already left. So when this meeting is over, anybody who has served on the WLE Board of Directors, please get together in the back, and we will take a picture. Last year, Peggy, we did it after you left, so maybe you didn't. So when the meeting's over, all former board members get together in the back, and we will take a picture together. Thank you.
Ed Lowe, Section 4, I want to add on to what Paul brought up about the drone. This is a common problem, something that we all have been learning about the last couple of years, going on all over the country. A year ago, I was going out Blue Pond Road, and I got near the turn for Fischbach. Something swooped across the front of my windshield. I jammed my brakes on. It turned out the guy that lived in that house there, he was flying a drone and flying it out around the road. But the big issue, I think, is the invasion of privacy. Now, when she told me that story this morning, this is something that's been on my mind for a long time, that we have to address this and come up with some kind of a rule where these drones can be flown. I know people are going to say, well, it's my drone and I'm flying on my private property. Well, my private property is next to somebody else's private property. Now, I saw an interview just recently on TV, an expert from the federal government, and he told the interviewer that the FAA considers all airspace public airspace. So the interviewer said to him, well, what if somebody flies a drone in my yard? Flies up to my bedroom window. And the guy said, the way it stands now, they would probably say, well, it's public airspace. Well, I think as a private community, we should be able to address that.
Want to fly a drone? You're not going to ball field. I don't want to say that. I know, I'm sorry, Ray. But I mean, there has to, maybe the dog park. But maybe the other ball field, the one in the woods. But it is a serious issue. And the biggest concern with me is communication privacy. But it's also a safety issue. As Paul just pointed out, the incident that happened to me.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Al Cuccinello to come up, please. Mr. Phillips.
Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear. Thank you, guys. Hey, and Ed Jordan and the other candidates that ran, thank you as well. For putting in the time to run. Waldo, thank you for your service.
At this time, I'd like Paul Borgelowski to come forward, I'd like to present this to you for 3 years of service. He's been a good friend. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to be on the board. At this time, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn. Can I have a second? All those in favor? Take cake, coffee. Thank you very much.
See how the year progresses, right?